do want to say, there's been this song on TikTok. I was talking to Dagny the other week about it. That has been making me so fucking mad. And I don't think it's the song itself. I think it's the person singing, their intonation. This woman is maybe dead. I don't even know the artist.
Canceled.
It sounds like a 60s song, but it's the one that goes, you can ask the flowers. I hate it. I hate it so much. And everybody's using it right now for everything. And I'm like, it's not cute. I don't like it. But I do like the parody of that song.
Sing the parody because it is really funny. You sang it for me.
Stinky little baby. You smell so sour. That one I really like.
No, that's good.
I think it's the original lady's. I don't know what she's doing with her voice. It's of the time, but I hate it. It didn't hold up.
It didn't hold up. I was going to say. That song didn't
hold up.
TikTok begs to differ because a lot of people use that audio.
I know. And then it gets stuck in your head.
Yeah,
but anyways, guys, welcome to How You Holdin' Up, where I, Jane,
and I, Dagny,
explore the wonderful world of media and how it's held up.
We sure do.
But first, Dagny.
Yeah.
How you holding up?
Well, if you can't tell by the sound of my voice, not perfect.
I think perfect. You sound real hot.
Thank you. I tried by talking a lot over loud music, and this is how we got here with this voice.
And also, she smokes like a pack of cigarettes a day.
I really do. Call it 3 packs. Speaking of, can we take a smoke break?
Can we please take a smoke break?
Anyway, I went to a ping pong tournament last night. I work in marketing and at an agency. I'm keeping it vague. I'm keeping it really vague. You know, I'm getting there. I'll circle back to the ping pong. Just wait. Bear with me. So I work in marketing.
Yeah.
And every year, a different agency hosts a ping pong tournament for all of the agencies, and we get one champion because
why?
Because it's fun, Jane.
It's such a
it's
random
joyful because they're all like artists. They're not coordinated enough to like play a real sport, so it's got to be ping pong.
I feel like ping pong's really
It
hard.
is actually really hard. Like watching it, I got a little stressed because it's intense.
Okay.
Also, I had a few drinks, but when you kind of lock in after a couple of gin and tonics. But sorry. So anyway, but this event has like popped off in the recent years. They have 3 open bars, multiple food vendors, and a DJ that plays really loud music.
It's just really loud. It's
like
not good. It's really loud.
Event. It's really loud. But so I'm like trying to talk to people, not even network, just like conversate with people.
Yeah.
Is that a word? Converse?
Yeah, I would say converse.
Sure. Conversate. Converse.
That's what they say in Texas.
And then, so that was already a long time. And then this morning I had another work event where it was a lot of talking. And so I'm starting to lose my voice, but I'm going to make it through this podcast. So how I'm holding up, I've been working a lot. I'm working late.
Because I'm in marketing.
Yep. That's it.
Right.
So anyway, Jane, how are you holding up?
I'm doing good. That didn't sound very convincing. I'm doing good. I'm good. I'm all right. It's okay.
How do you feel about the public divorce happening on Twitter?
Oh, that's great. Watching the girls fight.
The girls are fighting.
Alexandra Cortez?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I'm going to fuck up her name. She got caught on the stairs, like going into the building. They were like, what do you think about the Donald Trump and like Elon Musk drama? And she's like, the girls are fighting. Oh and I was like, let's fucking go. That was great.
Sorry, I derailed you.
Also, I'm doing very well because Marina, formerly known as Marina and the Diamonds, she came out with a new album and it's fucking fantastic and I love it. And also Brad Summer's back. I don't care what anybody says.
You're wearing the hoodie to...
I am right now.
We're not recording episodes yet, but you should see that Jane is wearing the largest lime green hoodie you can possibly buy, and it says Brad.
Is from her store. I love that woman. I love her very much. I think she's a very talented musician, and it's Brad Summer again. I don't care what anyone says. Make a better summer album, and then I'll listen to that.
Yeah.
Make a better one.
Yeah.
I'll listen to that. Anyways.
Before we get into bringing our guests, can we take a smoke break?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
She hasn't hit her pack of the day.
3 packs yet today. Gotta fit in some more.
We joke. Guys, we have a very special guest on the podcast today. Christina Catucci is with us. Woo! And before we get into the theme of the podcast, right?
The topic.
There we go. How are you holding up, Steen? How you doing?
I feel pretty good. I'm excited for the summer as well. I love the summer so much. Unironically a summer lover.
Hell yeah.
And as soon as it becomes June, I just am in a good mood even if I'm doing bad. So it's like automatically good until September.
It's definitely weather dependent, right?
Yo.
It's like the depression just floats away. It doesn't matter because you're getting baked by the sun.
Yup, I've been getting my steps in. Just like walking
You better
around,
get those
scurrying
steps in.
around. But it's not like athletic at all. It's just like scurrying. But it helps.
Yeah. Just shuffling.
It's like a Mr. Krabs situation.
Yeah.
Where like I'll pass like the guys who are running and they're like really into it, and I just go like that around them and they get so mad.
Yeah.
Also, I
Speed
love
walking where your feet always have to be on the ground. Both have to be on the. That's not the right rules, but something like you have to have both feet on the ground at all times.
That's how it feels.
that's like a confused inspirational
But there is,
poster.
like-
You have to have both feet on the
It's
ground.
kind of like floating. It's almost like you're pushed.
yeah, the way
Yeah.
the ladies. My favorite thing, Steen, that you talk about or that I see on social media all the time is that somehow you aggravate people, even though you're like literally the nicest, sweetest, like you're just a cutie, and it makes it funnier, all that funnier, because people get so mad at you, and I'm like, that's like getting mad at like a kitten or a bunny.
Aw.
Like,
Thank you.
you have to be like fully evil to do that.
You are very sweet. I only met you 30 minutes ago.
But it's also
I-
very funny. I'm like, where is this coming from?
I've like tried to be a sociologist about my own life in that way and be like, what did I do to cause this?
You didn't do
And
anything.
I think it's just like, I think what it is people know I'll apologize because I look like I'll say sorry. So I'll get like comments like, apologize for this, someone I've never met, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I think it's like,
Does that make you feel better?
yeah.
I would include in that I'm so sorry if you can, like embarrassing them a little bit. Be like, I'm
yeah.
so sorry. You're so hurt like this. Oh no.
I started doing that kind of when people make fun of my height. It doesn't matter to me at all. For anyone listening, I'm 5'2", so that's a little bit of perspective. They make fun of my height because they think that I'll care, which I don't. So I started doing this thing, kind of like what the bit you were doing, where I'll be like, "Oh, I'm so tiny. I'm so tiny. I like when you call me tiny and little," and then they get so disgusted they stop. Like borderline fetishizing being 5'2". The first person to do that.
in your palm. That's great. That's fantastic.
They always stop.
But anyways, Stina's came to us with a really great podcast topic, which is The Sims.
First game.
First game. Are we only talking about first game today? I thought we were kind of
No. Like
encompassing everything.
the first game of the podcast that we have discussed.
Oh,
We've not talked
yes.
about a game before.
We haven't, which thank you for that. And yes, I actually did realize that, so thank you for bringing it up because I totally
Yeah, you're so
forgot.
welcome.
Did something happen with the games?
The games. No, it's just, the thing with games is
You play them. They be playing.
You either play them or you don't.
Or you get played by them.
Or you get fucking played by them. And the thing about games, I guess you could watch a gameplay of a video game if you want to get caught up, but it is a little tougher. You know what I mean? Like with shows or a movie or a song, you can go back and listen to it. And like Concrete Jungle, you can go back and listen to it.
We gotta do that next time.
Yeah.
a
Do
little-
you know what we're talking about?
No, sorry.
Oh
I'm
my
just laughing at how
God.
funny you guys are.
No. Oh,
Oh.
wow. Oh my god. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Can we take a smoke break? I need to
Please, I need to smoke.
I like the way you talk about smoke breaks the way I would talk about getting my steps in. Where it's like, I haven't smoked enough yet today. I have to hit 45.
Gotta fit another one in.
I need another pack.
Yeah.
That's so
My
funny.
phone will get mad at me if I don't just do 12 before bed.
Can you imagine the app where it's like, that's actually a really
You
good,
forgot
that's a
to
great
do
sketch idea of like, you haven't, or it's like Duolingo, have you smoked a pack today?
Marlboro will get right behind
You're
that.
going to lose your streak.
It was my Apple Watch will just say when it's like, it tells me to take a breath every day, But instead, it'll just tell me to go take a smoke, which I need the reminder.
We need it.
It's
You need
important
it.
to me.
We got to jump into the topic though. Wait,
We do.
guys, this podcast is gonna be a little longer. Just deal with it, okay? Because I want Steen. I need you to talk about what you've been watching this week.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Polyfamily.
Oh
Best show on
shit!
TV.
Yep, it's a TLC show that's been hosted on HBO Max, and it features these 4 people who maybe 2 of them like each other, and they are
Tops.
raising 5 kids. So it's kind of like this. I think it's like they were 2 straight couples who came together.
Okay.
And so the wives are both dating both guys, but the women are not dating each other and the men are not dating each other.
That's not hot.
It's not hot. It's
And men don't like
mathematically.
each other.
Yes, they hate each other.
That's not hot. You know
Mm-mm.
what's hot? When the men like each other, when the ladies like each other, when it gets all tangled up.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
the ideal scenario.
Because
That's
I
too
like
boring
that.
for TLC.
I like that. Yeah, that is too horny. They're like, there's no drama, and this is just porn. What do you want?
they can't be having fun in their lives. They have to be the most miserable people ever.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Huh.
But anyways,
Yeah, so it's just kind of their antics. They live in I think Portland, Oregon or somewhere around there.
okay.
And the entire season hinges around them fighting over the paternity of the newest baby that they had. Because what happened is both the
Oh.
dudes had sex with one of the wives,
Oh,
and they kind of like were gambling with whose baby it would
is
be.
one wife favorited by both the dudes?
I think so. Yeah.
Ooh.
I will say I'm not watching the show, but there is a really in-depth recap that this woman does on TikTok, and I've watched every episode. So I feel as if I'm watching it.
And just so everybody knows, like, this show is not a real depiction of like healthy polyamory where like people are communicative and engaged. Like, there's a lot of people who say like, oh, all polyamory. I am not. How do you say
Polyphobe?
I'm not polyphobe. I'm just not. I'm not poly myself.
Right.
But like, there's a lot of people who will be like, everything I ever hear about poly people is complaining about like letting go and like letting their partner go see other people. And I'm like, that's not truly poly. I feel like there are healthy poly relationships out there that is exactly what they need. Like, they need to explore other people and there's no weirdness about it.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, that is not something you can like TLC can, you're right, make money off of.
Right.
They need drama. So it needs to be 2 couples that are technically like swinging, I guess.
Yeah.
But we're calling it
Yeah.
poly. I don't know.
Because it started that way, I think, in the show where they like said they found one of the women online. So it definitely was
Okay.
never from the get-go like a healthy, normal representation of polyamory. And my heterophobic opinion is that I only like, I think I only like the gay polyamorous people of the world.
Yeah.
I
you
think-
gotta be a little gay.
Gotta be a little gay.
I also feel like in the queer world, being polyamorous is like more accepted and more of the norm, especially for I would say gay men.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like it's more actually gay men and
Happy
bisexual
Pride,
people.
by the way.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. I only like gay poly people. You can edit that out.
I only like gay
clip
poly
that.
people.
No, I think that there is a world where it could look normal. It's just these people aren't doing it.
yeah.
Yeah.
No.
And it's hilarious.
They're silly funny for sure.
That's great.
Goofy Goobers. Also, the older one, Sean,
Sean. Yeah.
he's bad. He's really bad. He has 5 kids already outside of this
See, this was news to me tonight.
that
I
he
didn't
does
know.
not apparently have any contact with. And there's a lot.
Oh my god.
I'm going to misreport this, so I'm keeping it vague. But there are a lot of police records about this man.
Whoa.
He's bad.
Oh my god.
And apparently the rest of the that's not right. The rest of the poly
They call him
Yeah.
a quad.
there you go. There's 4.
Incredible.
The rest of them apparently seem to know about this.
What?
But the crazy shit about the kid, about not knowing the paternity, is because the woman that had the kid is married to Sean, on the birth certificate, it has Sean's name, but they figured out that the kid is biologically the other guy's kid. But if this poly quad ever breaks up, the bad dad, Sean, technically has rights to the kid over the biological father because of his name's on the birth certificate.
Oh god.
Because if they're married, I guess in Oregon, wherever they live, if you're married, then you automatically are the father on paper.
Oh.
It's messy.
Hell yeah.
And I'm not even watching it.
Wow.
But you want to know the awesome part?
Yeah.
If I can do a spoiler for anyone who's listening.
Oh, there's
family
gonna be
spoilers.
spoilers, so you know, look away.
At the very end of the last episode, Taya, who is married to Sean, decides she wants to date women.
Oh.
And she found a friend
Yeah.
who's also poly, and she FaceTimed her every day for like a year. And the end of the whole season is them fighting about how they don't want to let her do it.
I
Wow.
want that for her so badly.
Yeah.
It will be so much. I can almost guarantee it will be a 100% better experience than whatever the fuck this is.
Because I also saw that she was like trying to like kiss the other woman, and the other woman's like, nah, I'm not into it.
Oh, yeah.
Like she was trying to start that up, and it was not working.
But she did eventually give her the kiss. I don't know if that's good or bad because I don't understand the rules of their marriage.
Yeah.
Weird.
Seems like they don't understand the rules either.
Yeah.
It's almost problematic.
And you know what? When we're still doing this podcast in 10 years, we're going to talk about this, and it's already not going to
We're going to bring you back.
We'll bring you back to talk about this in full and be like,
so
wow.
now that that would be great. That'll be a lovely listen.
Nice
I
full
love
circle.
10 years later, if we're still
but
doing this.
I want to talk about the topic.
Yeah, we have to talk about the topic.
We have to talk about the topic because it's been some time since we started.
But also,
time has passed.
We're so interesting. Okay.
We are really interesting. People love to listen to us. But The Sims. I have things I want to talk about. Jane did some research, but first, I want to hear your experience with The Sims.
And I would say, do you want to give whoever's listening a little, just quick synopsis of what it is? Yeah.
Sure. So The Sims, I guess in my own definition, is like a simulation game. It's almost like a virtual dollhouse.
Yeah.
Where you create characters and you move them into a home and you sort of work on their relationships and meeting their needs and like building, I guess in the later games, an entire world.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That is actually the best and sweetest way of putting it. Because no one actually does it for the needs of the Sims.
People.
Yes. I think there's 3 kind of things to talk about today. I wanted to tell people about the lore of Sims.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to talk about the mods and how insane they're getting.
Mm-hmm.
I think I want you to talk about that because they're getting kind of wild. And then Dagny, whatever you got up your sleeve, I got to hear about it.
Mine's more wholesome.
Okay.
So I can start with that if we want to do the most wholesome bit and then get fucked up.
Yes, let's do it.
Work our way up to my torture chamber stuff.
And then we can see, has it held up? It is an ongoing thing, I will tell you guys. The Sims is an ongoing piece that we're working, we'll definitely go through all the things and we can analyze what will hold up and what won't. But it's ongoing. There's a new game that's going to come out in 2027 or 2028. Anyways, go ahead, Dagny.
I'm waiting for The Sims to become a movie. I want it to be a horror movie in a fun, fucked up way.
Oh, that's actually a great idea.
The fact that, people are buying up all sorts of video games. Why have we not bought up the one that you can do anything with?
Yeah, I like that.
Hello, studios, listen to me. Buy this IP and make it a twisted, fucked up Barbie horror movie.
But first,
let's
take a smoke break.
Take a smoke break. Thank you. So anyway, I grew up playing The Sims. I loved it. As an adult, my laptop can't handle it, so I haven't played it. But I do watch a girl play it every morning while I eat breakfast, which
so
sounds
cute.
a little crazy. But her name's Kelsey and Pichike. She used to be on BuzzFeed. She kind of popped off on BuzzFeed when she was doing the 100 Baby Challenge.
Oh, I watched her do that.
Yeah, she's blonde. She's really fun. Yeah.
She's great.
That's Kelsey and Pichike. She did the 100 Baby Challenge, which was a very fun watch. Watched all of it.
Which, if you guys don't know, it's what you try to have your Sims have 100 babies and
100 different fathers.
With 100 different fathers, yeah.
And you have one matriarch, but to do the full thing, it takes 3 matriarchs because they die eventually, But it's all you're keeping it in the family, and
it's
you have
crazy
100 baby daddies. So she did that, and then she left BuzzFeed, and now has her own show, on YouTube, and she does a bunch of different challenges. But I'm currently watching her Tiny Town series, where it's kind of like Animal Crossing if it was The Sims.
Oh,
so she's
that's
making
fun.
like she has like one lot and she's building 10 homes on it, and each person like have pun names too, and based on their like careers. So like this woman, one of the like second person that she played, her name is Image and Frame, and she's a photographer. And
That's actually great because Sims in general has puns for like their NPC and original characters. That's very in theme. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. And so she like gets a new character, has to max them out in their profession, make enough money to build them their house, and then do one thing for the community, and then she goes on to the next person. And she's like, where I'm behind, but I'm watching like her third installment, and there will be 10.
There's something oddly calming about watching something like that.
It's really nice
Because you're just watching like someone make a better world that like is not fucking possible like in real life, but it's like, oh,
yeah,
what if?
There's
I think
also
that's
the flip side of this online, where there are like the dark web of Sims, where I'm sure we're gonna get into it, but it's like torture chambers, doing the worst of the worst to these people, and that's where the real fun is. So I'll hand it off.
And if someone did that, they'd probably be totally normal in real life and not weird at all.
That's
you
the
never
thing.
know. They'd be like 5'2".
For some reason, everyone hates them online. It's just a weird thing.
And they're just so sweet. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's my current relation to The Sims, but I've always been a big fan of The Sims.
I'm actually going to jump into that because that like is a really great segue.
You're
about thank you about some of the things that I really like about. I never really got into The Sims, but I really respect what the game creators did, particularly with like lore and family background. There is so much rich history and plotline from Sims 1 to 2 and 3. And just so you guys know, in terms of like the years and timelines and matriarchs of all the games, because Sims age really quickly, right, and whatever, there are characters that you can have your own character, right, and play as them and build, or you can play as the like big characters in the games. And so some of them are the Goths, which are like a huge Sims family. They like were the starters of the town, but there's also disagreement that like the other big family is the Landgrabs, and they started the town, which is, by the way, the play on puns, like their last name is Landgrab, and they like build up all the commercial real estate and whatever.
Yeah.
And so you can play as them, or you can just observe them and like see what they do. But the fun part of it is, if you do want to play as them, there's so much lore and so much interesting history and background to like the family tree, and like alluding to how they died and who passed away and who they're married to. So one of my favorite pieces of like history is Sims 1. By the way, in terms of timeline, if like you do pay attention to these families, it's Sims 1 is the future. Sims 2, wait, actually I have it. Yeah, Sims 1 is the future. What is it? Sims 2 is the past.
Oh, you have it
might
written right
be
here.
Oh, I do. I have it in my
1, 3,
notes.
2 or something like that.
Yeah, so Sims 3 is the earliest timeline. Sims 2 is the oldest timeline, and Sims 1 is like supposed to be the current of like those families. So, which is really cool, because what that means is the creators went in there and were like, we're going to keep building on these characters and make them interesting. One of them that is really interesting is in Sims 1, there's a non-playable or character, or as we call it, an NPC, and her name is Agnes Crumplebottom. And if you ever played Sims 1 and you tried to get your Sims to like kiss or something and she was in the area, she would beat the shit out of them with a bat. By the way, all of the lore I'm getting is from Plumbella on YouTube. She's great. If you want to hear more about the lore, that's giving credit to her, and watch her videos. They're super fun. But anyway, she would beat the crap out of. She was like a really grumpy old lady. And then we go into Sims 3 and we realize like why she is the way that she is. And we realize she had a husband and then he died. And like if you go into her house, there's like an unfinished baby's room.
Oh my God.
Dude, it's
so sad.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it's not like, oh, he died and she's just there. It's like, damn, what the fuck? Like
I would beat people with a bat too.
Yeah, and then you're like, okay, beat people up, girl. Like, I respect it. Like, you're mad.
That is her right.
That is your right.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of lore like that where it's another interesting one was like the male goths in the family. They're always with women who don't match them very well, and it's always like, why are they together? Like someone super serious, not outgoing, and then the wife is always like not interested in being with them. There's also like this weird storyline that you guys can follow if you ever want to, which is Bella Goth's storyline, where she gets like abducted and vanishes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a really creepy, weird one. Plumbella goes into it, where it's like, why? There's a lot of conspiracy behind that. It just goes really deep, and the developers really encourage it, and I think that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. If you want a free world, that's great. But I think what's great about The Sims is if you do want a story that you can unpack and really research, you can do that too. And I don't know. I feel like a lot of games that follow each other, they don't have that kind of through line as Sims does. Now, I do want to say that Sims isn't the first like Sims game. Originally it was SimCity back in 1989. That was the first game that kind of came out, and it was more of like a building, like over the top view, like bird's eye view of like building a town, building a city, and like the mechanics of that. And then in the early 2000s, we go away from SimCity, and the developers create just Sims, which is the franchise that like everybody knows and loves and whatever. But it is interesting to know the history of it and like how it started. The thing that I think we can segue into, which I think Steen will do a really great job of describing, is not only do the developers like encourage stories, but they also not so subtly encourage mods. And mods have become rampant. And I'll let Steen explain what mods are to you non-geeks.
Yes. So it was like custom content and mods were really, really big when I was a kid in the early 2000s, where it would basically guarantee you would download a virus to your computer when you got just custom clothes. And back when I was a kid, it was like Hollister. So it was like, oh, I want my Sims to have Hollister or he won't be cool. Yes. So I would go online, and I don't understand the tech side of it because I'm not in any way a developer, but people would create like shirts, fashion, hair, all this stuff. You could even change like your Sim's skin and stuff like that when the game wouldn't allow you to. And you download it to the computer. You could make your Sim blue. Yeah, purple.
That's great.
And it would be completely randomized. So one way that they would kind of mess with you once you thought you got like a great mod is the babies would come out with like adult clothes on. And there was this one thing that messed with me so bad as a kid, where I would have a baby and I'd be taking it so seriously because I was like 14, and the baby would be inside a long sexy boot. So like a long, like huge, like fishnet boot. The baby would be like obscured by it. So like her head would be coming out, and like she'd have like one arm, and if she'd move around, she'd turn into the boot.
Guys, go look this up.
Yes, Sims baby boot custom content. Yeah, so that has evolved a lot since I was able to download stuff like that. I got so many viruses as a kid.
It's gotten worse.
Oh.
It's gotten really bad. And this is the part of it where it's like, oh, I don't know how long this is going to hold up for, because now mods are, you know, the big excitement for Sims 4, and I think Sims 3 the mod was, oh, you can have your Sims have sex.
Oh, yes, like the life ones. There's they're called Wicked Whims, I think.
Wicked Whims, there you go.
Oh.
So you can have like evil things happen.
Ooh, that's what you got to do.
Some of these mods are, I mean, I'll let you go into it, but they're fucking scary.
Like really? Oh.
I never did that one because I was way too scared, and it still sounds really scary. So I only know the surface level of it, but I think it started with like, oh, my Sim should be able to have like a miscarriage or something like dark. Like people wanted it to be like more accurate to life, which is weird. So someone developed that, and then it would be like, oh, like you get murdered or like horrible things happen to your Sims. And some of them are more upbeat, like it would just be like you send your Sim to college and it like disappears. But I think a lot of them are creepy.
Like
evil mods.
There are now mods that are like sweatshop mods.
Oh my god.
And like slave mods.
Yikes.
Whoa.
Bad stuff.
Dark web.
It is very dark web, and I think the problem with it mixing in with like developers being okay with mods is that where's the line kind of, because Sims 1 was actually not a kid's game.
Mhm.
It was very adult. Then it became more friendly. But I think Sims 1 had strippers in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So-
I was there watching a 9-year-old lesbian child.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Pixelated. Pixelated, like, the Sims 1 now looks so old and
It's
so wild.
scary,
Because I
yeah.
remember how excited, like, we were like, whoa, this looks so cool. But yeah, the mods have gotten really creepy, scary. I haven't really researched into all the things that they've gotten into, but I've been seeing that it's been getting a little bit out of control, and I think that is honestly ruining the game quality. Like, I don't know. I feel like there should be maybe some limitations in how to enjoy a game, but I guess that's because I'm somebody who's a proponent for a story. Like, I'm more interested in a story than like open world. Like, when people, even World of Warcraft, like, I play World of Warcraft.
Loser.
Fucking loser. I like that there's a story I can follow or a quest. I'm not really interested in like raiding dungeons and like, I don't know, Apex Legends where you're just like fighting and you're on a server and like new people join every time. I'm interested in like fulfilling a goal. Like, that's why I like Baldur's Gate. Like, there's a storyline that you have to follow to figure out what happens. That's why I like horror video games too. And so with Sims, I like the stories that are in the game, and I'm like, I want to follow that. And then when you add all these mods, I don't know, I feel like it just becomes purely a simulation, and then it's like,
Sim.
I don't know if it's really a game anymore. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I think maybe I don't know how twisted it can get, but I'm like, when I was a kid, I was playing The Sims to kill people.
Really?
You take the ladder away when they're in the pool, and you're like, oh,
second
whoopsie doopsie, they're gonna die.
Wow.
And it's like bad, but it's a game. I'm
Right.
not gonna actually, push someone in a pool then take the ladder out in real life.
But
and
now
let
you
them
know how
die.
to.
I know. The game taught me a very realistic way to kill somebody. No, I'm not gonna kill anyone, for the record, but
But there are just
there
some
is
things where I'm
something
like,
fun to
yeah.
The Sims where there's like, wacky ways that people can die, and I'm not encouraging it, but it is fun.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
I think there are some fun ways to die. Like when you play it by the game like that and there's no external influence, it can be pretty silly. Like you can die by laughter in The Sims.
Yeah.
So that will happen like completely randomly. They'll just
That's great.
wake up one day laughing and die. Sometimes that's a little bit of a spice, but
I don't know, like encouraging like your sim, like being like, they should have a miscarriage. I'm like, why?
That's
weird.
crazy. I didn't
That's
know that
weird.
was a thing.
What are we doing here right now? Like, why?
Like, we play video games to escape real life. We don't need to add these real life sad things to a game.
that's why I made the man torture chamber. That's what I did when I was 9.
Okay, talk
Yeah.
about it. Talk about it.
So when I was thinking dark stuff, I wasn't even thinking of the mods initially. I was thinking about how I explored my rejection of men when I was 9 by when I had a girl sim and men would hit on her, I would put them in the men torture chamber. So that was like a basement that I crafted. And again, I was 9, so no one can be mad. And
That's amazing.
it was literally a basement, but I gave them like nice rooms. So they all like suites,
That's
like a little
great.
suite, like a little hotel room.
You're too
They would
kind.
all be down there. And then there was
like a jail cell.
yeah, like a jail cell, but they were like carpet. So it was like nice.
Oh, nice.
And then there was a cheat that you can do, and some of the cheats are vetted by the Sims. So it's like in the game, you just type in the cheat code, and it's like part of the
I
Sims.
didn't know
Rosebud,
about that. That's
and you get all
cool.
sorts of money.
Yep. Motherload.
Motherload.
Wow. What?
Pass.full edit mode.
That's
There's a lot of little fun
awesome.
So like one of them was you could add and remove people from your household. So if men flirted with my girl sim, I would add them to the household, put them in the basement, remove them from the household, shut the basement. So you would look down there, it'd be like 12 guys.
Because you can only have 8 people per household.
Oh yes, that's an important detail. That's why I had to trap them.
Yeah.
I didn't want them coming back, and
That's crazy. I
So-
love that.
See, it's fun to do twisted things.
It is. You guys are right. Fuck me. I just
know.
feel like some of the mods.
for the story.
I'm sure some
I
of the,
didn't know until today that there was actually a story in The Sims. I want you to know that. I had no clue.
Isn't that cool?
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's cool.
It is cool.
Where you're like, whoa, this character's back, and they're like,
Yeah, I didn't know there was an option to like play a story in The Sims. I thought you just like fucking
there's goth,
around.
there's goth, family goth ghosts.
I knew they existed,
that
but I
live
thought they were just like NPCs. I didn't realize there was like
you could play as them. Well, in certain games you could play as them. And then if you do like the medieval version, it's like the first start of the goth family. That's how they came about. Yeah, it's like the answer. Like the ones that are in their graves that you can see the names in Sims 1. Those like that's fucking cool. That's fun.
Cute. That's fun.
That's the developers putting their whole pussy into it, you know?
Do you think they died in a pool because they couldn't get out?
Probably.
The ancestors?
No, so this is a interesting thing. A lot of the goth family dies from electricity or fires. Like really creepy, crazy shit. Like they get set on fire or they get electrocuted. And there's a side of the goth family that is just ghosts, and they live together and they don't want to be bothered by anyone, and they live with a psychic lady, and they're annoyed by her, and they don't like that she brings stuff into the house, but they're all roommates. And I love that. Yeah, I think it's a wonderful game. I think in general I think Sims 1, like if we went back to it, I think it's held up. I think it's got a lot of, I don't know, reading all the background about it, it's really settled in reality in a lot of ways, and I love that. Has it aged like pixel wise and like quality wise? Yeah, of course. But story wise, I think it holds up.
I will say the one thing that hasn't held up for me, unless you use mods and get new clothes, they have not changed the like base level wardrobe since the beginning of time.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And they are the ugliest clothes.
So it's early 2000s ugly clothes.
Yeah. So if you want to have anything at all cute, you have to like fuck up your game a little bit.
Even with Sims 4?
There's a little discourse about the clothes in that.
Oh, really?
EA, shout out EA, sorry if you hear this. They kind of like put a price behind all the new clothes.
Yeah, we've got EA listening to us.
But they'll be like, yeah, you can have these clothes for $29.
Oh, you have to like buy the collection.
Yeah, like custom
I know
content.
some kids are
Custom
fucking
content.
buying
That's
that
what
shit.
I couldn't think of the word.
That's a very
Custom
Fortnite thing of them to do.
Yeah.
Skins.
You know, in-world money. Not in-world money. You're having to spend real money. What is that called? In-game
Oh, yeah.
purchases? There's a word. There's a
It's a gotcha game.
Yeah, exactly.
The Sims is a gotcha
like,
game.
oh, you want to look cute? Bitch, fork over the credit
Even
card.
Sims 4, though. Have you guys played Sims 4?
I play it pretty regularly.
Yeah, because I was going to say, how do you feel about that? Because Sims 4 it's getting pretty old now. When did it get released?
Is it like 2014 or something like
Yeah,
that?
so it's all of Sims right now is within our we have a kind of a age we put on for stuff that we do for this podcast. It has to be like 15 years old at least.
Cool.
And The Sims 4 is in that category. What I'm curious about Sims 4 is a lot of people don't like it because it completely navigates away from any of the history or like timelines that are intertwined in every other Sims game. I'm like, does that bother you, or you don't care because you just play, you just build kind of.
I think that my memory has been so wiped by so many Sims games, because I know there's like a popular opinion, I think, is that the Sims 3 or 2 is the best.
Yeah.
So that's like what most people think. And I think
most
Sims
people
4.
play 3.
Yeah. It's like very, very different. And they took away the ability to leave your house and like go in a car. So in the Sims 3, you could have a car and drive around.
That's
and it was more
awesome.
like they'd go on road trips and vacations and stuff. So I feel like they kind of worked the reality back in that way. But I don't know that much about the stories.
Yeah. Jane, you seem to know more about the stories than the people who play the game.
Plum Bella, guys. Check her out. And this is
Watch
all
it.
thanks to shout out to my friend Lena, who introduced me to all those videos, because I didn't really play Sims, like I said. I maybe played it once or twice, like on my friend's computer. But my friend Lena plays it on her computer, and she plays it on a computer that's like this old, from like 2010, and it sounds like it's gonna lift off through the ceiling.
Classic.
It gets
Yeah.
so hot.
Yeah,
That's what I couldn't play it on my laptop. It just got way too hot.
dude.
That's why I started playing it on my girlfriend's work laptop. It's like whatever, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. Fuck it.
Let that thing catch on
She's
fire.
cool.
It's company property. They'll replace it.
My boyfriend has a fucking PC that he built, so I could probably play that shit no problem with it.
Oh, yeah.
I played Baldur's Gate on that thing, and it's like doesn't even blink.
Whoa.
It's
That's
just like
beautiful.
smooth, beautiful.
That's what I could play it on my boyfriend's computer, but his desk chair isn't very comfortable.
And that's reason enough.
It is reason enough. That and I'm like, I already look at a screen all day for work. It's tough for me to like want to switch to another screen and keep looking at it. So instead, I'm going to sit on my couch and watch the bigger screen and watch TV while I hold a small screen in my hand.
We like it. So overall, how do you feel? Has Sims held up for you?
I think it has, in that I'll still occasionally pick it up and play it and have like phases with it. But I don't think it's at the place it was when I was like in college and I was playing like Sims 3 like every day. I think that was their peak in my opinion.
Yeah.
I hope that the new thing that they create, whatever it is better.
Shit. All right.
Sims 5, they've been teasing. They're calling it like Project Renee.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
That's what I was looking at.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think so. That's what the only thing I don't think is held up is the baseline things you can buy. I feel like in the next game, maybe modernize some of it, you know? So you don't have to buy custom
Or
content.
the bit is that
it's kind of funny actually if they did just keep the same clothes even in the new game.
and you're like, you have to pay.
You have to. I mean, I get it. I get why that's the case, but I'm like, I just want them to look cute.
I agree.
There's this one TikTok that I watched where this woman does this thing with their eyes where like she crossbreeds people. She like will make you can like scale up their facial features. Yeah. And she will scale the eyes all the way up and then have that person have a baby, and then you can like make them even bigger with the baby, and it's to the point where like their eyes extend so far horizontally, and if you haven't seen this video, you have to look it up.
I did see it. Really, it's so fucking funny.
Really great. And that's
you get to play. You know what? You get to play God. That's why people like The Sims. You get to play fucking God.
Yeah, it's amazing.
If you believe in that shit.
And I think problematically, the name of that is "Breed Out the Ugly" challenge.
Yes.
So to just define what it looks like.
Let's just say what it is. You're breeding out the ugly.
Yeah. So what if my eyes are on the side of my face?
I'm not ugly.
Oh no, I think it's definitely held up. Okay.
I had to. It's just looking at me.
Jane just we touched toes. It was hot. But yeah, I think it's like a comfort game for a lot of people, and if that's something that brings you comfort, I think it's aged great.
There you go.
It could have better graphics, sure. But we're there to woohoo, you know? We're woohooing.
Oh, that's the other thing, right? We didn't mention this before we close out.
They do be fucking in that game.
They do be fucking in the game, and also the garbling, the Sims, the Simlish.
Oh, I love Simlish.
That is one of the things that makes me cringe really, really hard.
Love Simlish.
Like, there's things that make me cringe, like musicals make me cringe. Not all, but a lot of them do.
It's fair.
Simlish makes me cringe.
Really?
When someone is like, I'm going to speak Simlish, I'm like, I'm going to kill myself in front of you.
I think those videos are so funny when people like sing the national anthem in Simlish or like do a very famous speech in Simlish. I think it's so funny.
I twist in on myself.
Katy Perry recorded a ton of songs in Simlish herself.
Yeah.
They would like pay artists to do that.
She recorded, what's that song? You're like an Indian somewhere in the middle of. She does it
I
in
hope
Simlish.
that's in Simlish.
That would be great.
Firework definitely is.
Mm-hmm.
That song. Okay, that's another podcast. That song, I fucking love that song.
I can
It's
start
ridiculous.
letting you start every episode with whatever song is irking you at the time.
That's what I was thinking of doing.
You should. We can alternate.
2 episodes were just me singing Creed.
Oh yeah, you did
Can
sing
take
Creed.
me?
Yes, sir.
Shout out Creed. If you ever want to be a guest, you can come and talk about how your
Dude,
music held
I
up.
would have Creed as a guest in a heartbeat. I want to know what's going on in that. I want to know.
How many Creeds are there?
Is there 4 creeds?
I don't know. Let me
3 to 4 creeds at any given time.
I feel like we can continue this conversation maybe.
Yeah,
not with
you're
microphones.
You're right. Sorry, guys.
No, because I am curious, but I don't know if the people are curious. But I would like to ask: do you have anything you'd like to promote?
Yes.
My TikTok is at @steen. My Instagram is @insta.steen, and Steen is spelled STEEN.
Sweet. The ... is that ellipses, Steen, or is it
Yes,
spelled
it's
...
ellipses. That's a good point.
There's
because
4.
There's 4 creeds.
Yeah, there's 4 creeds.
4 creeds. You guessed
3
it. Dots.
Now people know 3 dots.
There's
Perfect.
ellipses.
3 dots. 4 creeds.
Steen is hilarious. Please check out her content. She makes really funny, like little character bits that are honestly so unique, and like she's really good at. I think she's really good at encapsulating like cringe culture, and like yeah, I think it's just like being able to like fully.
It's a talent.
It is a talent, and like there's a video that I encourage you guys to watch, which is Steen does this thing where a lot of guys, like a lot of fuckboys, will be like, things guys don't want you to know, and they'll be like chopping something and like they love it when you rub their shoulders. But Steen takes it to another level, and she did a video where she's like, we want you to really roll our balls. We want you to really squeeze and roll our balls. It's one of my favorites. That's just like the tip of the iceberg. Please go look at her content. She's hilarious. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me
Thanks
on.
for chatting about The Sims. Always a great time. I love it. Like I said, I watch The Sims every day, so it's a big part of my life. So that's been the podcast. Bye. I'm kidding.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Jane looks so bad.
All right, let's go take a smoke break.
Yeah, real quick.
I've been smoking this whole time, and they didn't say anything. They were like really cool about it.
Yeah. No,
I
we
smoked
never actually took a
100
break.
Camel Blues.
It's been just a constant stream of cigarettes this whole time.
God
I've been
damn.
putting them out on the floor. I didn't even ask.
I can't even see across the room right now. It's so smoking in here.
I'm gonna die after this.
But what a way to go out. If you like this episode, keep listening. No, I'm
Yeah.
joking. Just rate, review, subscribe, give us 5 stars, leave a comment about how much you love The Sims and how much you love Jane and Dagny, you know. Also, if you have any suggestions, Jane, don't look at me like that. I'm just having fun. I'm joshing around.
Oh my God.
If you have any suggestions of pieces of media that we should revisit, Stop Smoking Jane, that we should revisit and talk about on the podcast, email us at howyouholdingup@gmail.com.
Spelled like the podcast.
Spelled like the podcast with a ya, not a u.
And Holden without a G.
And Holden without a G. So that is all now. Bye, Jane.
Bye, Dagny.
Bye, guys.